What's up, guys? This is Martin here. Welcome back to Excel Walk. Today I'm going to walk you through how to use data validation to make sure that you bring back the data that you want when you want it. Before getting into it, allow me to explain to you what data validation is. So data validation in Excel refers to setting specific criteria for accepting data in a cell or a range of cells. This feature prevents users from entering invalid data that could lead to errors in calculations, reports, and automated processes. For example, you can restrict data entry to a certain range of numbers, dates, or a list of preferred items, ensuring that data adheres to the required format and standards of how you'd like your data to be presented. Make sure to stick to the end so that you can learn how to effectively use data validation in your everyday life while using Excel. So in this video, we are going to do a bit of data validation with a made-up table, and we are also going to use the function called if statement to bring up a result based on what the data validation criteria has brought us. If you'd like to learn more about if statements, I'll put a link here above. You can click it and you'll go to the other video which explains how to use if statements. So let's get started. So we have these two tables, this one and this one. So this table here has this data validation here, where if you click this drop down, it's supposed to show you apples, oranges, bananas. So I'm just going to incorporate that on this table, and it's pretty easy. So what we'll want to do is to maybe identify what we want the header of this uh, to be. So we can maybe put here fruit, and then down here, this is where we want to put our data validation area. So we are going to head over to the data section and then click here, data validation. And then you're going to choose data validation. And once you do that, this pop-up opens up, which asks you to give Excel the validation criteria. So we want to only allow it a list, because right now we are only dealing with a list. We do not want it to, we are not working with numbers, we are working with list only. So we are going to choose here down below the source and select our source. So our source is going to be up to there. And if you notice, it has put dollar signs in between. This shows that it has locked that cell range which has been selected, so it can't be changed. The only way to change it is going back to the steps we have taken to opening up this pop-up. So I'm just going to press OK. And as you can see, it has brought us the drop down. So that's how you make a data validation. Now, on to maybe incorporating an if statement. Let's say we wanted, if every time it brought us apples, we wanted it to write here something else. So we can write here is equals to if, and then I'm just going to press tab. You can press tab or you can double click. Let me just double click. If, and then we want our logical tests to grab that data validation circle. So we want the if statement to tell us something like, if it is apples, is going to write expensive. So we are just going to write here expensive. And then if it is not apples, we are going to write least expensive. We can create this formula to go a long way. We can add so many if statements on top of this. It can give us a criteria, a condition for each of those selections. But for now, since this is a demonstration, we just want to use two choices. So I'm just going to close my if statement. And before I close, sorry about that, I forgot to input something else. So I'm just going to write if K3 is equals to apples. So this is our logical test. We want it to check if K3 being where we have inserted our data validation is apples, we want it to bring back expensive. If not, it's going to bring us least expensive. So I'm just going to write that formula there. And now you'll see that it's already giving us least expensive, but that's because there is no apples there. So let me choose apple and see what happens. So as you can see, it has changed it automatically to expensive. Now, the good thing with data validation, you can use it anywhere you want in an Excel. You can even create this data validation in a new sheet, like you can say here, and maybe you can choose, so maybe you do not want to show the people who are using that Excel where you are obtaining that data. So you can just come here and then choose here list under the allow section, and then we are going to go back to our source and choose the source that we want to use. Again, it's going to lock the range, and what you'll notice now different from the previous data validation is that now it includes the name sheet 1 here. That's because it's referencing where the source is coming from. So the source is coming from sheet 1. So that's the beauty of Excel. Now when I press OK, it's going to show me here. So you can create your dashboard and include data validation in a way that allows your users to understand your data without necessarily going to other workbooks or other worksheets. So that's it for today. Hope you learned something new. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to get these videos recommended to you on a daily basis, I post these videos 3 times a week. You can subscribe, and that way I'll be sure to notify you whenever we post a new video. Until next time, cheers.